Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast once again. So we are here in this situation again, where we're dealing with another mass shooting. I don't even know if it's been 2 weeks since the Buffalo, New York mass shooting at the grocery store. This is this is a mess. I have to say, I am so happy about the president speaking. He was angry. And when we see things like this, we want to see outrage. We want to see compassion. And we want to see movement on these sort of things. We just do. And it's needed. And I was so happy to see that the president really... I can't even say everything he said because it was so needed. He was like, for God's sake, well, what are we running around with Kevlar vests hunting? It's not needed. Why do we need these assault, right? It was well said. It was just well articulated, and I think that it resonated with a lot of people. I don't know how it's going to resonate with the gun supporters. I am never going to say that you should not own a firearm. That is not what this is about. This is about these type of weapons that are only for law enforcement or military. The average everyday citizen does not need that type of artillery whatsoever. And it's come to the point where it's like, well, they want to be able to have it just because. I should be able to have it because freedom and the right to bear arms. Yes, the right to bear arms, but what do you need with that type of artillery? On top of that, we're getting word that the shooter bought these 2 weapons on his 18th birthday. Like, that's the sum of your turning 18 is waiting to buy assault rifles? An 18-year-old shouldn't even be able to go anywhere and purchase a firearm, especially like that. But the 18-year-old can't drink. They can barely speak up for themselves as a quote-unquote adult. And I'm just not understanding this. Still, we're dealing with this. Most of the time when these sort of things happen, They happen because people are coming in and terrorizing innocent children, men and women, families with these assault weapons. It's never anybody with just a handgun. And those are bad enough too. But I realize people want to protect their homes and things like that. I'm not against owning a gun. But this type of weaponry is just not necessary in everyday life. It's not. And I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what it's going to take to gather this up and get this done. I don't know what it's going to take. It's baffling to me, honestly. It's seriously baffling to me. But we're here again, and I can't stand it. And everybody is just doing the thoughts and prayers thing. And it's I can't even believe I'm recording another podcast within the same month about another mass shooting. And this is 19 children and 2 adults. An elementary school. Again, young, innocent lives. I'm not getting it at all. It's crazy because it's been almost 10 years. I think December of this year will be 10 years since the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. And that was 27 people. It's just it's horrible. It's just horrible. I can't say it enough. People, you gotta vote. And people are like, well, what does voting have to do? Voting is going to, one of the problems with getting certain gun laws passed is because you have folks in office who will not vote against these type of artillery and, these things. I don't know all the proper names for all these weapons because I just choose not to dig so deep into this because I can't handle that every day, But if you have a House member, a senator, whatever it is, that supports this sort of craziness, they gotta go. They gotta get out of office. This is not the type of people that we need in office at all. But you're worried about women and whether they can be able to have an abortion. So you are worried about the fetus, an unborn fetus. But you're not worried about the walking, living, everyday children that are already here? It's like I'll tell you, it's like my grandmother used to say, we're majoring in the minors. Abortion is so minute compared to what we have going on with the gun problem that we have here in this country. And I know that people are going to talk about mental health. Yes, mental health is an issue, but there's mental health problems all over the world. Every other country deals with mental health issues. Every other country deals with depression, anxiety, and all these other things. They deal with the same mental health type of stuff that we do. But we're the only country in the world that has this type of gun problem that other countries do not have. So you have to start changing the laws. Again, This is not about taking away your right to bear arms. This is not that. This is assault weapons. What do they call them? Bump stocks or whatever. I don't, like I said, I don't know all the names where you can just keep, firing round after round after round. That's not needed in everyday life, not even for hunting. It's solely meant for war. Anyway, I don't really have that much more to say on this other than vote. Vote. And make sure the person that you're voting for, make sure they're of sound mind. They're just not flipping off at the mouth. They need to be talking about our real issues. We're in a baby formula shortage, for God's sake. Because one company decided that they wanted to cut corners. And now they can't create baby formula. And you have actual members of Congress who are voting against it. What? People, if you think your vote doesn't count, if you are a person that sits out, that never votes, look at what's going on. Look at what's going on. There are millions and millions of people who do not exercise their right to vote. And this is what happens. What we're looking at right now, this is the sort of thing that happens. You can't leave things like this to chance. You can't. No one party is perfect. They're not. But if you're not on the side of trying to make things like this, or trying to at least, you're not going to stop every crime. You're not going to stop every, craven person out there. You're just not, because it's human. It's the human condition in people. And some folks are going to slip through the cracks. This is life. But this now is becoming the norm, that we're not even shocked anymore. It's to the point where it's like, how many people got killed? It's like, that shouldn't even be a thing. It shouldn't even be one, let alone 19. Well, 21 when you count the 2 adults in there. 19 children. And that doesn't even count the other children who had to watch this as it all unfolded. Oh my God. I have shut off the news. I'm very limited on social media because I just don't even want to take it all in, to be honest. Vote. That's the only way that change will really come, is to vote out people who don't have the best interest of our youth, our country at heart. And you couldn't possibly have the best interest of your fellow countrymen at heart allowing these type of, assault rifles and weaponry to float around in the hands of the everyday citizen. It's just not needed. Vote. Hopefully Georgia, my folks in Georgia, and I believe Alabama had voting today. Hopefully you voted along with the rest of us. There's definitely some important things on the ballot. We got a lot of work to do. You can find me on social media at Onyx Queen Media on Instagram. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.